Gervonta Tank Davis has once again found himself in serious trouble, this time following a controversial draw against Lamont Roach that already cast doubt on the next phase of his career. Rather than announcing a comeback or lining up a fight to reclaim his dominance in the ring, today fans were met with something far less encouraging: a mugshot. For those familiar with Tank's history, this isn't uncharted territory. He's had his fair share of legal issues, but the timing here couldn't be worse. Coming off an underwhelming performance, Davis was in desperate need of a bounce back moment, something to silence critics and reignite hype. But instead, headlines now focus on a domestic violence arrest tied to an alleged Father's Day incident involving his ex-girlfriend and the mother of his 2 children. According to ESPN's reporting, the two had a verbal argument, reportedly stemming from personal issues and Tank's insecurities surrounding his son's sexuality. When Davis arrived to pick up the kids, the confrontation allegedly escalated, ending with Davis allegedly punching her in the back of the head and slapping her face. She regained custody of the children, which reportedly angered Davis further before he fled the scene. It's worth emphasizing these are allegations, and as of now, Davis has been bonded out of jail, though details of the bond remain private. Still, the pattern is becoming harder to ignore. Back in December 2022, he faced similar allegations, which were later dropped, but the recurring legal drama paints a concerning portrait, especially for someone at the pinnacle of a sport where opportunity and timing are everything. And while boxing is no stranger to athletes with troubled pasts, there's a question of whether the sport's usual apathy toward personal controversies will hold up in this case. Historically, boxing has had a short memory, be it racism, domestic abuse, or otherwise. Scandals rarely stick as long as the pay-per-view numbers stay high, but this time feels different. Not only because Davis is coming off a lackluster draw and not a dominant win, but because the opportunity cost is greater now than it's ever been. The rumored rematch with Lamont Roach, originally floated for mid-August, now feels less certain by the day. Although many insiders assumed it was a done deal, the fact that no official announcement has come out suggests hesitation behind the scenes. Promoters likely knew this arrest was on the horizon and may have been stalling to see how things unfolded. Legally, now, with the clock ticking, the window to salvage the Roach rematch grows narrower, and if it does happen, it will be under grim conditions for Davis, preparing for a redemption bout while juggling court dates and public backlashes. No recipe for peak performance. Tank already seemed emotionally shaken after the draw and legal chaos, and he could either rise under pressure or completely collapse. But the real stakes go beyond Roach. Tank was on the verge of securing a massive crossover fight with Jake Paul, reportedly set to be one of the headline fights in Netflix's expanding sports portfolio. On paper, the matchup doesn't make a ton of sense, but in terms of business, it's a gold mine. It would follow the Mayweather vs. Logan Paul template: high-profile, high-drama spectacle pitting influencer popularity against professional skill. And for Tank, it represented a massive payday at a time when viable big-money fights are few and far between. With many top lightweights moving up in weight or out of reach, and with no real blockbuster rivals left at 135 other than shocker Stevenson, a fight that brings more risk than financial reward, Jake Paul was the only path left to superstardom. But now, even that may be at risk. Unlike traditional fight promoters who often look the other way when controversies arise, Netflix has a much broader and more mainstream brand to protect. With Davis now publicly facing domestic violence charges, the streamer may reconsider whether they want to make him the face of a marquee event, especially one drawing in casual fans and media scrutiny. Even if Tank's team wanted to skip the Roach rematch and move straight into the Paul fight, Netflix's involvement could now be the stumbling block. There's also the matter of public perception. Boxing's hardcore fanbase may be more forgiving, but a fight like Davis versus Paul was meant to transcend that audience. The casual viewers that Netflix wants to attract are less likely to overlook headlines involving domestic abuse. And if Netflix pulls out or delays the event, it's unclear where that leaves Tank. The truth is, he's running out of options. The major players at lightweight are either climbing divisions or stuck in promotional gridlock. Stevenson remains a logical opponent, but the politics and purse split make it unattractive, especially with Davis seemingly disinterested in partnering with the Saudis, the only group right now willing to throw superstar money around the division. That leaves a bleak financial outlook for Tank's future unless something drastic changes. So, what's next? In the coming days, we'll likely learn more about the terms of Davis's bun and whether his legal team can resolve the case quickly enough to salvage any of the planned bouts. The Roach rematch is in limbo, the Netflix fight hangs by a thread, and the longer this drags on, the smaller Tank's window of opportunity becomes. One way or another, his next move will likely define the rest of his career for better or worse. Will the rematch happen under these stormy conditions? Will Netflix gamble on the Paul fight despite the blowback? Will Davis himself be mentally and physically ready for the spotlight again? Those answers remain unclear, but if there's one takeaway here, it's that Gervonta Davis's greatest opponent right now isn't any fighter in the ring, it's the chaos outside of it. Thanks a lot for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more updates. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you never miss a new upload.